Let me put my motherfucking beanie on. This is Crash Out Kings, where artists come to crash out, man. Who do we have today?
Hi, I'm
Carnage.
Carnage. Hey, first of all, I love the name. Me and Leprosy were actually talking about that because he's like, yo, Venom, Carnage, this and that. I think the name is super dope. Hey, Gun, do you mind taking this thing over?
Yep. So I just wanted to ask Carnage, so if you wanted to like explain yourself a little bit, because I know you're a trap metal artist, you're like a newer kind of one, I'd say. I've seen you work with Undead Poppy in the past. Anything you'd like to say about your career so far, you know?
I just really like trap metal. I like the scrap metal gutter music. You know, we're talking about my name. My name is Carnage because my last name is Carney. Like that name has real meaning to me.
Okay.
But no, yeah, like you said, I'm pretty new to this, but I'm pretty proud of what I've made.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah.
I have to ask right now because I see a T-shirt that says, "What, we shoot racist."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk with that.
What's it say?
We shoot racist.
Oh, fuck yeah. Listen, so I hope you don't mind. I'm like I'm a little bit of a bigot, but like I shoot racist too, though.
Yeah, I heard that live. I heard what you said about Lil Darky.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, it's just that like, okay, I'm white, black, and Puerto Rican, so like, I hate everybody because I got bullied from white kids. They called me fucking zebra, and then black kids were like, you white, you a white boy, you know. So then Puerto Ricans were like, nah, way no, you're not ese way no. So like, I was just like, you know what? All you bitches die. But honest to God though, like I respect that shirt a lot. Please send me one if you can. I'll take a picture in it. I promise you.
This is like a half evil shirt. I don't even know if they still sell it.
Word. Done. Go ahead, baby.
All right. So, so since you just started out, so what's like your inspirations and what got you into the scene? I know your age may affect, like you weren't around for like some of the early kind of trap metal, but like what is it that really got your heart into the music, you know?
Okay, so I've been pretty open about this. Young Rare was my biggest inspiration before I heard about everything with him. King was another big one. Shout out you. But
Appreciate
that main group, King, Young Rare, Zillakami. I can't endorse Young Rare anymore now that I know clearly, but I can say he makes good music. You know, his music sounds good. I'm not gonna deny that.
Hold on. Hey, I will also agree to that. Not gonna lie, because why the fuck would I work with him? I think Young Rare's music, hints, few things he's done, but recently, but I'm just like, but anyway, I think overall the dude makes really good
Yeah.
music too, man.
So it's just like that type of stuff inspired me, and that's what makes me make the music that I make now.
Did you grow up listening to metal at all?
If anything, no, not at all. My parents were not metal at all.
Who are you listening to then, if not metal?
Yeah. Growing up,
dude.
before
Growing up,
making
I
music.
was always into like basic ass pop music. I'm gonna be honest.
Like who? If you
Like-
could name some artists, at least 3.
Okay, you're not gonna know these people, but I'm gonna put them on anyway. Number 1 all time, Kennedy XOXO. He makes hyperpop. Shit is so fucking good. I swear to God. I don't listen to a lot of artists. I like Zillakami a lot. I had a big Suicide Boys phase. Like I heard
Yeah.
Suicide Boys once, and then I liked them for like 3 years, and now I don't listen to them at all. But I did for a long time. That was
I feel that,
Suicide
bro.
Boys phase.
I used to really like them too, bro.
Yeah, damn. So what genre would you classify like your music as, like as of right now at least? Like your primary genre, like that, like you classify yourself as?
I mean, it's pretty easy for me to just say trap metal, but if I were to go like more in depth, scrap metal, gutter music, you know. Same
Like
shit as
slam
you, King. You should know this.
Yeah. No, facts. I like to take credit for the word scrap metal because
Yeah.
for me, I think my music comes from a bunch of fragments of different metals. You know, like you look at a bunch of different ways of processing wood and metal. For me, like I look at music that way. Like I've been And like for example, for me, I grew up in the hood, but when I heard the first Spider-Man, because that's how old I am, I'm old as shit. I'm 30. But like when I heard there's a hero to save us, and I was like, oh shit, that makes me feel like I'm gonna slay a dragon on a fucking. I'm gonna slay a dragon on a fucking like on Pegasus with a sword. I'm like, what is rock music? So I started digging deeper and digging. Like now I got to like the surface of like Green Day, and then it was like fucking Metallica, and then it was like Disturbs, and then it was like Five Finger Death Punch, and it was like Ozzy Osbourne. Like fucking, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I incorporated that into like my also street shit because I also love motherfuckers like Gucci Man, Lil Wayne, and some of the greatest, even back then, 50 Cent. So like, I definitely respect your opinion on that, brother. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, my musical like upbringing, or just my upbringing in general. My mother's side of the family, big bikers. Like they were motorcycle. My dad's side was very ghetto would be the word. So, like, I'm gonna be honest. I was raised in the sticks. I was raised around that. I was raised around drugs. I was raised around guns. I was raised around all that. I like to say that I've made it out because I don't go out. I don't shoot people. I don't start fights anymore. But I do acknowledge my upbringing, and that's where a lot of my music comes from because I don't lie in my music. I don't lie about saying like, hey, I've had to do things that I wish I didn't have to do, but I have. And then with the motorcycle stuff, that leans really big into like grunge culture kind of, which I really like and I always have been really into.
I love it.
So,
Hey, done. Go ahead, baby.
so where exactly are you from?
I'm from Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, okay. So how did the Gun Club Collective come about? Because I know you're in that group. Do you know them
Yeah.
like in real life, or did you meet them online through the music? You know?
I met them online. Guncom Collective is me and Hotspot's collective. Me and Hotspot, we're kind of like a duo, and we just were like one day we wanted to start something. You know, it was weird doing everything solo, so we started off with I think 4 members, and then we just started inviting. No, we started off with 5 members. Then we started off inviting people that we liked, that we fucked with, that we had a connection with. Because our whole thing is we're not a collective to get like big. We're a collective because we're friends, because we like each other's presence and we like each other's music. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's
I like
about
that.
it.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
that. If you don't mind, I got some questions.
yep. Nope. You go
Hey,
ahead.
so I like to get intimate, pause, no diddy, with the artist. So like let's talk about movies, man. Like, everyone's like, oh, music. Let's talk about like some of the inner like because I think like your choice in movies and cartoons, even food, like kind of sculpt the person you are. And I think this podcast should be about like you as a person and what creates and what structures you to be who you are. So what about like favorite movies, man? Like you can give us 3.
Okay. My 2 favorite movies of all time are The Pursuit of Happiness and
Oh.
7 Pounds, both with Will Smith. I think they're great movies. The Pursuit of Happiness was a lot like, in certain ways, a lot like my childhood, and it really
Mhm.
stuck out to me. And then 7 Pounds, it just has this emotional connection that I have grabbed onto so hard. I can't
Is
think
that
of a
the one?
third because those ones are just so on another league for me.
Could you elaborate on that? Like, so like those are very impactful and very deep in their essence. Could you try to like, let the fans know because you're gonna get a lot of people who are really in love with you and like in love with your music. Like, so let them know like what it is that drives you. Like, what about those movies really like resonated with you?
So, like The Pursuit of Happiness, as a kid, I didn't have a lot, but my dad and my mom especially. Shout out my mom. She was. We were. They were. 1 second. There she is. Thank you. But anyway, they were always working. They were always working to to get me something that I didn't have before. They were always working to make my life better. And in the Pursuit of Happiness, that's what Will Smith does. He faces so many trials and tribulations, and he is at his bottom anchor point with his child. And I've been at that point, and then I've seen that come up that he had, and it's just like seeing that happen from a third party perspective.
Yeah.
It means so much to me.
Hey, so let me lead into the next question. What kind of dynamic do you have like with your family? Like, are you close with your mom, your dad? And if you don't feel comfortable, speaking about such things, then don't. But like I said, this podcast is really
Yeah,
not just about crashing out, but it's about getting in tune with who we are in the essence, because I think a lot of our fans are confused about who we really are.
1 second. I'm
So,
putting my hoodie on. Anyway, so my relationship with my parents, uh, me and my mom, we've always been really close. Just she had a lot of problems with the law and still does. I told King this before, and I'm fine with people knowing. She goes to prison on the 30th, so in 3 days. Um,
thank you for being so vulnerable. For
yeah,
real.
but for a long time, I held a little bit of resentment for her, like for her life, and that's just me growing up. But me and her, we're really close now. I am very proud of her for everything she's done, and I'm very happy that she's a part of my life.
Mhm.
Me and my dad we didn't talk for a long time. Uh, I cut him off for a long time after my 18th birthday, and then sometime like in my late 19s, we started talking again, and we're good now. I mean, he helps me with stuff.
Mhm.
We're chill, but we didn't
Yeah.
have a good life for a while.
Dude, I really, really appreciate you being so vulnerable, because you don't understand is that, like, for me growing up and like when I first started getting into music, watching some of my favorite artists, I wish that the interviewee or the interviewer would kind of touch on certain things so that I can understand more about the person that I was idolizing. So I think this is super dope, man. Hey, let's make it a little bit more friendly. What about like favorite cartoons slash anime?
I'm gonna be honest, I do not rock with the anime stuff. No hate if
Oh,
people
okay.
do, but
Okay.
it's not my John.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leprosy here getting mad. He's about to beat my ass, bro.
Hey, that's surprising. What about
Yeah, bro.
cartoons? Like, we're talking about old school cartoons, new school cartoons.
Dude.
If
As
you're
a
not that kind
kid,
of fine,
no,
but
I
like,
loved cartoons. I just watched a lot. When I was a kid, I was always on like watching PBS Kids. So
okay.
like fucking Cyber Chase, Rough with Rough Ruffman,
Mm.
Word Girl, all those things I watched as a kid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like nowadays, Invader Zim is great. Dude, I love Gravity
That's my
Falls.
guy.
Gravity
My guy.
Falls is fucking amazing.
Mhm.
Uh
Do you like
Steven
Adventure
Universe is
Time?
cool.
Mhm.
Adventure Time, no. Fiona and Cake, yes.
That shit's
Mm.
really good. You gotta
I
skip to
like
like
that.
the end of Adventure Time to when it actually gets
Yeah.
good. And all the
My
late
Yeah.
thing with
episodes are sick.
my thing with Adventure Time is it's all this filler and it's all this goofy stuff. Fiona and
Yeah.
Cake, it's like it gets to the serious, it gets
It's
to the
all
plot, it gets
story.
to the story, and that's what
Yeah.
I like.
Because it was
Yeah.
intended to be like an adult show.
Yeah.
But for kids, yeah.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that so much, man. I think that that shows a lot about your character, that maybe you had your childhood maybe didn't allow you to kind of indulge in certain things, and that's super cool. Um, let's see what else we got here, man. So basically at the beginning of right, like pretty much prematurely before you started even thinking about hopping on the mic, like I've said this in the past interview, it was Tupac Shakur. My stepdad was in the car and he played me a Tupac song, and I was like, this nigga has me feeling so energized, like he has a superpower. And I know at the time I was a nerd, and I'm like, yo, like I love the thought of having a superpower, and this person is affecting me through his vocals. So like, who was it for you, if you can give a few people, if just one kind of like made you say, oh shit, this is what I want to dedicate my life to?
I know I'm a basic bitch, but it was Suicide Boys.
That's cool. That's cool.
Dude, almost me too, practically.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whoa,
Suicide
what
Boys
the
is hard.
fuck's falling? Sorry. Something just fucking fell in my room out of nowhere.
You got a ghost, bro.
Yeah, no, that is, I can respect that. Hey, so leprosy, do you want to kind of take
Yeah.
control? That's all I have.
Okay, hey, back to like the cartoons and shit. You got any like other hobbies in general besides away from the music shit that you just like to do? Any
Yeah, 1
games,
second.
anything at all?
1 second.
Yeah, no,
I'll show you.
oh yeah, bet. Pulls out his ass.
So I'm really into guns.
Oh, sick. It's a good hobby.
I've always been really into guns, even before like I needed them. I always I was into Call of Duty. I was into all these things, and I've been shooting since I was like 12, so I've always loved those. Aside from that, I be gaming a lot.
Hell yeah.
I'm always in the gun club Discord playing with those guys. They're my dudes, and we've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege recently.
Oh,
Do you have
sick.
any kind of outdoor like shooting ranges that we can see?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. So for an example, like in my backyard, I had when I was staying with my dad, I had a bunch of shit lined up on like a post where I was just
Oh
shooting every
yeah.
day. So I was just wondering if you had any of that the podcast could possibly see.
Nah, I live in city limits, so I can't do that.
Oh yeah. All right. That's yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. You said you were like the sticks, so that's what made me think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. Okay, so like what kind of I'm also very into guns. What kind of other guns do you have?
I have this thing that's the Desert Eagle 50 cal. I have a
Love it.
AR-15, which is a 50 Beowulf. I have a double barrel 10 gauge shotgun. I have
Hey,
a
and listen,
308
so
AR.
this will be good interview material. Like let's get a look at them. If they're not legal, then that's fine. Like I, we can
Well,
cut
you
that
said
whole
we
part
talked
out.
about illegal
I
guns to
never
begin
commit
with.
any crimes. I have never done a single illegal thing in my life. I own 0 switches.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah,
Nah, I'll
let's cut
send you
that
some
part out.
pictures.
No. No, trust me, bro. Like for me, before I was convicted of a felon. Like, okay, I didn't ask you about a switch. I'm just asking you about
Yeah, no,
ARs and
I'm
the
just
shit.
fucking around. I'm just fucking
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
But yeah, I got some pictures.
yeah.
Gotta find them though.
Because for me, it was always better for me to not like. I love that I wasn't a felon because you pull up to my house and you come and on my property, I'm gonna gun you down in Texas.
Yeah.
It's our laws. So like for me, I never had to have illegal guns because the legal ones were way more lethal if somebody tried to press my crib.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
stand on your
I
legal.
don't. Every gun I own right now is legal completely. I won't lie. I've shot illegal guns. I've been in the presence of them before, but I've never possessed them.
Yeah. Well,
But
I was only speaking on the guns that you just listed to the podcast. So
yeah,
anyway, yeah.
I
No,
got
listen. So you send that to me on my own time. Hey, Leprosy. Do you have anything to add to the podcast, brother?
Yeah, but where do you see yourself in like 5 years, bro? You see yourself
dead,
still doing this music shit, or you see
straight
yourself
up
being
dead
blown
in
up?
the grave. I see myself
Damn.
completely unalive. Nah, 5 years. I hope I'll.
Fuck, like,
I hope I'll be owning my own house and doing a little bit better musically. That's about it.
Yeah,
hell yeah, bro.
I love it.
Yeah, those are some straight goals right there. More focused on like being real
What about you,
instead of like a lot of
Leprosy?
people in this industry.
What about you, Leprosy? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah,
Fucking
I'm turning
dude,
the
who the fuck
tides.
knows? I'm gonna work as hard as I can and just hope I'll be able to walk hopefully soon. But fucking yeah, I fucked my leg up. I tore my ACL, but hopefully just doing the same shit. I mean, I don't stop, bro. So the goal is to be able to make a career out of this music shit and make money off of like music and stuff. But I'm a pretty realistic guy, so I know I gotta work a job. I gotta work, put in work, and just take all my spare time and put it into the shit I love. You know, like there's not a second of my day where I'm not in my brain just like thinking of what I could get done, what I could do, what I want to do, what we need to do, like the group and shit, VP, and just us all working together and shit. And like right here, us getting this done, it's just like being productive. That's my goal, just being a
Yeah.
productive musician and
That's a
human
good
being.
goal.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
so
And same
another.
for
I'm sorry.
you.
Go ahead. Let's.
You know, like
Another thing for Carnage is just kind of like, uh, what do you see wrong with the genre? Like, what are some things and some artists even that just kind of rub you the wrong way because they're changing the trajectory in a negative way?
Okay, this is something This is Crash Out King, so I'm gonna crash out real quick. I have a big fucking issue with the ego problem in this fucking scene. Everybody has a fucking ego. Everybody thinks they're better than other people. Like, I reach out to somebody, fucking 20 monthly listeners, $200 for a feature. Like, no.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like, you are not better than anybody. Like, I'm not better than anybody in this call. Nobody in this call is better than me. I'm not better than anybody else who makes music. No matter what kind of music you make, we are on the same level. We are all striving towards the same goal. So you're either for it or you're not for it. And a lot of these motherfuckers aren't. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, they don't act like humans.
They act like they're this big fucking figure on a screen. No, you're not. You never will be.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the energy. Listen, man, it's been a pleasure having you. Hey, Carnage, will you give all of your social media sites real quick?
So my @ on everything is High Carnage with a V, first V. I'm on SoundCloud, Spotify. Peep me. I think I make pretty good music.
Yeah.
Me and Leprosy just released
We
a
got a
song.
track.
Yeah, we just released one.
Yeah,
I
we
got
posted.
some questions. I got some questions.
Okay, yeah. Let's rewind it back then. Go ahead, baby.
I guess I got two questions. So I am wondering what you meant by cap rap, because Rob Frost was talking, because I told him the other day that you need to be more real in your music. Like, I don't fuck with people lying in their music, you know? It's one thing if you're talking about a story and shit, that's just music. But for example, I heard him talk about his baby mama, and I messaged in the group chat, I was like, "Oh, you have a kid, bro?" And he was like, "No." And I'm just like, "Bro, like, that's misleading as fuck." And I seen you agree with lying in your music. So I'm just asking, what did you mean by that?
So
wait. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I rap about killing people. I've never killed anybody.
Why?
So
Why do you do that?
It sounds good.
Killing people sounds good?
Some bars go hard. I mean, okay, my actual like inner thoughts on it. I have this inner rage, right? I have these thoughts about killing people. That's my way of expressing that and getting that out there. Even though I've never done those things, these are things that like are in my head, even if I don't want them there. There's things that are in my soul that I want to get out there. I want to express these emotions to the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I have to say about that is that when you say something and it's because it's a part of your life story, I think it becomes a testimony.
Yeah.
But when you say something because it sounds good, it becomes a tragedy, because now we're putting out there things that other people are going to gravitate towards. And no matter if you've done it or not, we're all wrong for it. But if you haven't, then it becomes this, is that like some people need that sort of outlet to talk about the demons that they've been introduced to and that they've made agreements with. So, hey, I'm not here to really give a judgment off of if I think you're right or wrong. I'm honestly thankful that you at least were real enough to admit that you weren't, because there's other artists like Young Pedo who continuously talk about gangster shit while outing other artists, saying that they're being too gangster. So at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
like I'm
I
never
gotta
gonna
respect
go out
you.
and say I've never lied in a track, because I have. But I'm also the life that I rap about living, I am true for the most part. Except when I say I've killed people, I haven't killed people. When I say that I want to like rip somebody's flesh off, or when I say that I am gonna rip somebody's flesh, I'm not actually gonna rip somebody's flesh off. You know, those are I do express my inner demons, but for the most part, I try to be real about like the life that I live. A lot of my music is about my childhood, about like my relationship with my mother, my relationship with depression, etc.
Also,
Yeah.
how long have you been in this scene in particular? Like, when did you start? I don't know if you take music seriously or not, but this specific scene, when did you start becoming in tune with it?
Like this scene overall, like 2 years ago ish, but like you guys, this scene specifically, maybe like a year.
Do you, when you listen to an artist, do you dig into that artist and who that person is?
I mean, it depends if it's somebody I'm gonna work with, like if it's somebody sending me an open, I I try not to collaborate with people too much unless it's somebody that I've personally talked to, but like I've lacked on it before, so I'm not gonna say I do a deep dive on everyone, but I try.
Okay. One more question, because I fucking hate talking about him, but why were you acting as if that you knew everything about the whole young pedo situation, and you only had one conversation with him and it was from him, and then you were on Discord just spewing a
Hey,
bunch of bullshit
real
from him?
quick though,
So I'm just kind of
real quick
wondering,
though,
like,
right here. Look. I'm sorry to even do this, but I told old boy that I wasn't gonna like come at him. Of course not. But watch this. This is going to sorry to be such a little asshole about this, but even if you're not a pedo, why does it say follow-up interview with Jalen Cots? That's weird, no? And then you got a bunch of paperwork about him stating things, and Jalen interjected, stated that Andy told him to make sure Keg wouldn't shut up to court. Of course I did that, nigga, because that's what gangsters do. If I beat your ass, you supposed to hold it down and say, nigga, we was homies before this shit, so you're not gonna show up to court, right? But anyway, so besides the pedo shit, right? This is my problem. People talking about this gangster shit, this and that, but it's like, how you don't gotta be gangster, but goddamn, why are you not holding it down in court?
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I was more wondering the fact of like, why were you coming across, like, because you literally said I know everything about the situation, but you only talked to him, and then you didn't even know about the news article, you didn't know anything, and you kind of came
I
across
got
as
legal
fucking know-it-all.
documentation. I got legal
Yeah,
documentation.
I'm just wondering where your mind was at, because you were coming across as a fucking know-it-all, and you didn't have any knowledge of the articles or anything like that. So I just want to
I
understand your
mean,
mind.
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to talk about it too much, but to answer the question, I I was wrong. I was dick riding an artist that I liked, and I didn't have all the facts. I thought I did, and I didn't.
That's
It's
respectable.
Well, I
really as
understand
much
if
as that.
like your favorite artist or whatever, and you want to believe them or whatever, but you know, I mean, you're accepting you're wrong. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like I
so
can. I'm a
honestly,
man, you
that
know. I'm a man. When I do wrong, I can come up to someone and say, "Yo, I'm sorry. I did wrong there." Like with King, me and him, we used to have a little history. I came to him. I was sorry because I was wrong.
and what did
I'm
I
a
say?
type.
What did I
You said
say?
it's all good. You said you weren't tweaking because you're a man too. That's why I respect you guys. I respect these people who I can come to and I can be like, "Hey, I was wrong," and then it's like, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you for clearing that up. I think that this pretty much adjourns like everything we had to say. Um, and I hope to interview you someday in the near future, brother.
yeah. I mean, this was fun. I'm always down to do it again.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And it's always gonna get a little bit uncomfortable at some points because things need to be talked about. But I think the world's gonna enjoy, learning about you as an artist because I think you have a lot of fans.
I hope. I don't think I do, but I hope that one day I do.
Hey, Crash Out Kings, we let it crash out. Thank you so much for being a host.
Easy
Thank you.
boys.
Take it easy.